depths of despair. And then when you finally came, it's funny you were unaware. But when you look in my eyes, I'm a rabbit in the headlights. And when you're touching my skin, I'm a river in the moonlight. It's got to be the right time, the right place, the right kind of moment. It's got to be the right kind of feeling and deeper emotion. I'm holding back insecurity, taking me 2 steps forward, 1 step back from you. I'm afraid if I try to reach too soon that you might back away. How can I try to hide a feeling that's so wonderful? How do I tell you that you're the fire burning in my soul? 'Cause when you look in my eyes, I'm a rabbit in the headlights. And when you're touching my skin, I'm a river in the moonlight. It's got to be the right time, the right place, the right kind of moment. It's got to be the right kind of feeling and deeper emotion. Cause when you look in my eyes, I'm a rabbit in the headlights. And baby, when you're touching my skin, I'm a river in the moonlight. It's got to be.
Welcome, everybody, to the LGAHL Tier List Show. We got a good one for you today. I'm joined by Studs. How you doing, Studs?
How's it going, dude? Thanks for having me.
No problem. It's been a long time coming. Studs and I have tried to get him on the show for years, to be honest. I feel like it's been
No.
years. I don't know about you, but
Seriously.
yeah. Quatch, I saw what you said, and no, I'm not going to say that. Thank you very much. I just needed to throw that out there right away. I
I
got
have to.
not as much detail as past shows because I don't have the time. Like, I would have done a poll for audience votes, but it's a lot of work, and I didn't have the time, so I would have done it, but maybe next time. Maybe I'll put it out early, and then I can get it in. But yeah, anyways, let's get into what the tier list means. So here we go. Starting off, top notch, best of the best, S tier. I don't think there's any debate about that one. A is a contender. Potentially could knock off an S tier team. They're going to be in the mix for sure. B tier playoff team. You lock it in. You're in there. You're a good team. Maybe a dark horse, but that's what B tier is. C tier, bubble playoff team. You're going to be hovering around that 4 spot in each division. Maybe 3 to 6. Maybe 3 to 7. I don't know. In that mix. D tier, just okay. You're got like a 500 record. Nothing too special. E tier, bad. That's self-explanatory. And F tier, It's a yikes. Studs, any thoughts on the rankings here just before we get into things a little bit?
I just think one team in particular needs their own rank, but we'll talk about that later.
What? Really? Wow. All right.
Not in a good way.
Not in a good way. Oof. That's not in a good way. All right. Well, before we begin, I have a Discord. Join it. I'll post a link right now. There it is. It keeps you up to date what's going on. I post in the announcements what's going on because a lot of people ask questions about when's the next show. I can answer it in there. I prefer you ask the question in the Discord if you have a question about the show rather than DMing me. I don't need to see the DMs, to be honest with you. You can just join if you have a question for me, it's better you ask it in the Discord. And you can also follow me on Twitter to keep up to date. Usually, for sure, 100% if I post on Twitter, we're doing a show. And also, if you can drop a follow for me on Twitch, that'd be great, but it's up to you. Anyways, just one thing before we start. Again, I did not consider these trades. I saw them very last minute, and so the roster section will be over here-ish. So these trades are not updated, unfortunately, for it. And to me, I don't know in this bunch here, Studs, if there's anything significant. I don't think there's anything too significant, right?
The only thing I kind of see is Dort getting traded. He was in the end last season. I know he was in Buffalo. He went like 15 and 10 last season, so can be decent. Where's he going? He's going to Hartford?
Yes. Also,
Yeah,
that's King Kapanen, too. That could be a significant deal, but I don't know how much it affects the tier list, to be honest with you. Chastain's a big one too, but he's a CHL
Yeah, I like
name.
Chast a lot.
He's a good player, but like it's a TC move. So
yeah,
nothing.
Did he take a free contract this season?
Chastain?
Yeah.
No. He's just R8 in the CHL, and of course AB went to pick him up.
Okay.
After I thought he said he was done with LG, but I guess you're not. That's what I heard, at least. But
fair.
It is what it is. Anyways, here we go. Are you ready? I'm not.
I'm not either.
Anyways, here we go. Oh, shoot. Oh, that was leaked. Anyways, I'm not going to do that again. We got the Condors in the A tier to start. I like Bakersfield. They didn't start well. And by the way, I should probably mention right off the top. Oh, thank you to Gooberific for the sub. Appreciate it very much. 3 months now. Oh, they've subbed for 3 months. Wow, thank you very much. Bakersfield, I have in the A tier. They didn't start incredibly well. They started 500, about 5-4. But I took more into consideration your roster rather than, your start. How it's more projection based rather than what you've done now. And I like this roster a lot. They have some good players on the roster. I like their offense. I think they can score. Their defense, I think, is better than what they've shown. I like their goaltending too. Date missed, he was one of the main reasons Medicine Hat won the Memorial Cup last season. So I like this roster. The start, maybe not what they would like, but I still have them as an A-tier team. I think they'll win the division probably. What are your thoughts, Studs?
To be honest, I pretty much agree with that. I mean, it's pretty much the same team that came from the Devils last season. I mean, they still have Tree, Pasta, Bruin, Ruby came back. And then even with Sendowns, they had Shen, Hoy Duck. Those are two big right Ds that came in. Could easily be second, first line on any given team. So to have both of them is pretty good. Besides that, I mean, I definitely see them winning that division. Aren't they in the weaker division, or is it the other division?
It is a very weak division.
Yeah,
and you're
so
gonna
I
find
definitely
out throughout the show how weak it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I just don't. They're 2 points behind Henderson, but I don't see that staying after week 1. I just don't. Looking at those teams quickly.
Anyways, Ruby Doo is ugly in the chat from Bryce. I don't know about that one, but
All right, Bryce, you're sat next
if you
week.
want to spam that in the chat, I won't mute you on LG. So I'm just letting you. If you want to do it in here, it's up to you. But anyways, let's move on. I got a message here from somebody. Oh, thank you. Thank you to Ruby Doo for the sub. They've subscribed for 5 months. He says, please mute Bryce. Can I do a custom mute for like 10 seconds? I don't know if there's a mod in the chat.
I don't know how. I know you can do it though.
Luke,
I just don't know how.
Okay, no, Luke, that's too long. That's too long. That's too long. That's 10 minutes. Give the guy a chance here. Anyways, that's tough. Oh my lord. I guess if you sub, you get people muted now on this show. It is what it is. We'll move on. If you saw before, we got Belleville in the B tier, the defending Calder Cup champions in the B tier. I actually like this team a lot. Through bidding, they did very well. They have some returning guys like Pitcher Swag, like Tyrant. Thank you to Bryce for the Prime. He just got muted. What is going on? Anyways.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I think this is a good, well-rounded team. I think there's definitely potential to rise. How did they start again? I should have this up already. Oh, wait, no, this stays here. But anyways, what are your thoughts before I get into the record studs on the B tier for Belleville?
I like Belleville a lot, but one thing I hate is that they could be so much better if whoever NHL owners, if they picked their management before, which is Cab, you could have re-signed Cab for like 2.7, and imagine having him on the back end still, and then with Broche and all of them. I also really like Dom Squad. I don't know why. Well, he's a little more than I thought, but I know was an NHLer and came
Dom
down.
Squad,
so.
It shouldn't have fallen.
Yeah.
I was shocked to see him.
Yeah, which is also why.
For sure.
Pud's obviously still with Broche, so they'll obviously play together, most likely. They're actually both listed as left wing, so actually, I don't know, maybe they're not. I have no idea what they're going to do. I haven't really looked into their lines. All
right. Thank you to Gritty for the Prime. I appreciate it very much. Gritty 16, by the way. There's
bang.
There's a couple of Gritties. There's a couple of Gritties.
Dude.
There's a good Gritty and the bad Gritty, and the good Gritty just subbed to me. Who's the bad Gritty? There's a lot of Gritties, so you could go find out. Anyways,
yeah, you can just go.
There's like 12 Gritties in LG. Like I always say this about Hughes, by the way. There's like a billion Hughes in LG. If you want to hide, name yourself Hughes. Like nobody's gonna know. Anyways, let's move on. Belleville B tier. We got the Devils in the C tier. This was Bakersfield from last season. You could kind of tell the team swapping going around. The Devils, to me, so I'm using history here as a lesson. They kind of have the same team as last season. They got red hot. I actually like this roster better. I always thought they should be better than the record should be better than what they put on, out on the ice. I think they have a good team on paper. I think they'll bounce back, but right now I got them in the C tier based on history. I think they'll be kicking around, a playoff spot for a while. They'll be battling for it. What are your thoughts on this one, Studs?
Yeah, they're kind of like Bakersfield, like you said. They team swap from a couple last season, and a lot of familiar people. I also like Raph a lot. He was a send down. He had 18, 19 wins last season.
That was an outstanding send down. That could be a game changer.
Yeah, so the fact that he got sent down for them was
aiming
pretty
clutch
big.
Too. The guy was on
clutch.
Vegas last season and he put up numbers. So
one thing I'm curious about is Harv. I like Harv a lot. He was a item on my TC last season. He came in clutch during playoffs, but the $6 million, and also with Julovi being 6.2, 12.2 between those two, I don't know about that. Especially later on during the season. Especially when they only have 5 defensemen with $500K left.
I like Julovi. I like Julovi. It's a big ticket for him. But
I'd rather
Harv
him
as
at
well.
6.2 than Yeah, I'd rather him at 6.2 than Harv at 6.
Mm-hmm.
But
Harv was in the
still,
chat the other day. He wasn't happy with that money, but
yeah, I
he
don't
is
think
where he is
most people
now.
are.
He's
Yeah,
happier there. So
yeah, Drover's a good owner. I like Drover a
mhm.
lot. I almost managed with him a couple seasons ago, so
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing.
Anyways, I scrolled up and I saw Gritty say, "I'm the good Gritty." You are Gritty. You are.
I'm the good greedy.
Anyways, this is an adjustment I made, studs. I know we didn't talk about this, but I changed my mind. I have Bridgeport in the S tier.
There you go.
I
I
changed my
fucking told
mind
you.
on the situation. I think, okay, so this is projection based. All right? I didn't necessarily love their defense. Their goaltending's okay. Their offense is outstanding. And that's why really when you look at it, they should be in the S tier. But for me, I think they have a lot of assets to play with too to get better on defense. So if I'm projecting here, and by the way, I will give credit to somebody that pointed this out to me, and that was my friend Ryan, who for some reason attacked me today for no apparent reason. He was hating. Sorry, I shouldn't say attack. He was hating today. But I took his advice. And I agree with him. I think Bridgeport's an S tier team
Yeah.
in that regard. What are your thoughts, studs?
Yeah, I mean, with the forward core they have, their D's not the best, not top 5 or anything like that, but their forward core's got to be top 2, top 3, and just on any, if not number 1 on any given night, in my opinion. I mean, any single line can just go off.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're gonna obviously put up numbers and up front. I just think if they fine tune that defense a little bit, they got a good top pairing. I think maybe you got to improve the bottom pairing a little bit. I think they can expect a deep run.
Hmm.
Next up, Charlotte in the C tier. I sort of expect the same thing out of Charlotte from last season. They'll be battling until the end and probably miss. They're in right now at the 4 spot, 5-4-0 right now. There's like a little bit of a, it's a little condensed there. But, I Springfield's underperforming. Hershey's underperforming. It's going to be a battle for them. I don't know, that NJ contract is just tough to look at. But yeah, I don't necessarily love this team. I think they'll be battling until the end, though. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough. I mean, kind of just like looking up and down the roster. I mean, just me personally, I don't know a lot of people in this team. I know DeBoz was one of Sharp and Gav's boy the last couple seasons, so I know he's a really good player. I don't think he's ever been a free contract. Maybe
Yeah.
he has, but
Mhm.
at least not recently. So, I mean, again, also with NJ 7 mil, I don't really know. Keep your chin up's pretty good, but also a 4 mil tag. I don't know about that. So, I mean, I could see him possibly getting in, but that division's also really good. You got pretty much 6 teams that can probably make it, maybe even more than that. Like, probably the whole entire division, besides like one team, could probably honestly make playoffs. So, it'll be tough for them if they want to get in.
Okay. Next, we got Chicago in the B tier, and Belial's going to have a word with me after the show. He's already not happy with me already, I could tell. But now he's angry probably. He went from not happy to angry. I got him in the B tier. I think this is one of the best decors in the league, hands down.
Yeah.
I really like their goaltending. I think they can use some pop up front. Bringing in some guys that can score. I like their wingers. They maybe need better center depth. I don't know. There's something about, I don't see a guy up front for them at the moment, and that's my biggest problem with Chicago. But I like the defense and I like the goaltending. They're going to be a good defensive team. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this, studs?
Yeah, I definitely think they're a higher end B team, if not almost A, just on the sole fact of their defense and also their forwards. They have a lot of not like the absolute best players in the whole entire league, but they have a lot of good players. So I mean, Like, how'd they start? They started the season okay, didn't they? Or not so good? I don't know how they did.
Um,
5-4. I
Starting the
mean,
season, they're 5-4-0, but
yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I can only see them going up from that. So, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I definitely put them at a fringe B. A. That's just my opinion.
This guy is now arguing his case in the chat here. He
Who?
said Bilal. He's arguing. He has what did he
Uh,
say? Hold on. He said Badulov. Like they have Killer Phil and Badulov. Well,
Edgelov's really good. I like
he's a
Edgelov
good
lot.
player, but is he the
I
guy?
also like JD too a lot. If I'm thinking of the right dude.
Like, but my argument is he the guy? You know what I mean? If you look
Yeah.
at Belleville from last season, is he a knife vet? Is he a DeBoz? Is he Coop or Coop? By the way, leading the NHL in scoring for some reason. Don't know how that's happening, but it is apparently. Do you have a guy like a Sharp? Just to float some names in there. I don't know. 16 points in 3 games. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. The Cleveland Monsters, I have in the D tier.
Oh.
I think this is going to be a little bit controversial. I always had the Drummondville Volts in the S tier in the QMJHL. For the first time in a very long time, they're not that this management core is not Killa K is the guy. It's Killa K and Mar and then Pollard on the side, but now Pollard's the AGM, but they still have Mar. They're not up there. I think to me there's a lot of holes. I think this is, I think they need to fill up front. They have some good scores. I think they can use some more on the defense. I think again, I don't think they have a guy. I honestly don't think they have a guy on defense. I think Jay Live's an excellent defenseman, but I don't see a guy. And then in goal, they're actually pretty solid in goal. I like Beast a lot. And apparently that Kapai guy, I think his name is. Is that correct? Apparently he's really good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know him too well. But
I haven't seen him, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I haven't either.
I just think this team can use more. What are your thoughts, Studs?
The only two players that really stick out to me are Fuzz and Fawn for obvious reasons. I played with them back in Utica. They're really good players. They have great chemistry. So I mean, they're not gonna carry that team to the playoffs. So that's their two best players. But other than that, I don't really see too much. It's just a bunch of people who came up or came down, like Bullbread. He's not a terrible defenseman at all, but also 5.5.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on. The Colorado Eagles we have in the B tier. I don't know if Gritty's going to be happy with me or not about this one. He's the good Gritty, by the way. I originally had them A tier, actually, and I think it was you, Studs, that talk. I'm throwing you under the bus here,
Me?
Studs.
Whoa,
Yeah, wasn't it you?
was it me?
No,
don't think so.
No. I think you wanted me to lift a team up, but I decided to go the opposite
I'm gonna go
route
find
and
this
bump
out.
them down. No. I greased you there. Hold on. I think I screwed you
Yeah,
over.
I didn't
here.
say anything about the Eagles.
No. Wait. Yeah. Oh, no. This is what you said. Think Sens and Eagles are equal.
Oh,
Either
yeah.
move one up or down, and I went the down option. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I moved them down. Just threw you under the bus. I'm so sorry. Never going to want to come back on the show again.
Now they're gonna hate me.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I'm sorry, Gritty. I actually like this team a lot. I think with time they'll get better. I think with time they'll get better. They have a lot of DPs. They're learning still. Also on the blue line, I like their defense actually a lot.
Yep.
I think they have one of the better blue lines, but maybe in net they can use some tweaking. But what are your thoughts here?
I know this team very well because I was tier last season, so I know what half of them are about, and they're really good players. Also, they got Cross too, who I played with in season 35. He's a really good player. So I don't know who he's playing with, but he's definitely a good addition to the team. Grumpy as well. Fucking love Grumpy. They got Yager for 4.2, which isn't bad because he had a random tag. He had like his PSN tag, so
Who?
no one knew who he was.
Somebody started Yager off at 4 mil. Who was
Yeah,
that?
it was Hartford. It was Hartford.
Really? They knew. They knew. Wow.
Yeah, and then they went 4.2 and it just ended. So
Wow. Tough, Berube. Tough. I don't know why you do that, but he hit. I brought that
he
name
did.
up. Oh, dude, I brought that name up on screen.
really,
I brought that name up, and I was like, it didn't show who it really was when it was Yager, and I knew immediately, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to throw this guy under the bus. I knew. I did him a solid. Anyways, Charwiener not happy with me. A lot of upset Eagles in the chat right now. A lot of upset Eagles.
oh god,
Anyways, what are you gonna
reported
do?
Char.
Tough. Probably get banned, but hey. Let's move on. We got GRG in the C tier. Again, I think they'll be battling around for a playoff spot at the end of it, just based on the roster. Right now, 5-3-1, 11 points. They're sitting in a playoff spot, but I think they'll be battling around at the end. I like this roster. It's well-rounded. I think they can use some improvement on defense. I think everybody can, except for a handful of teams. Maybe in goal as well. But I do think they're good enough to battle to potentially get into a spot, but it's going to be a battle. That's just the bottom line. What are your thoughts on this, Studs?
Out of bidding, I think they probably had like best bidding steal wise, because they had pretty much had like an open roster, if I remember correct, and they won Jumps for 2 mil, Schween for 750, Packer for 1.2, Chicago for 2.2. That's some pretty good players for pretty cheap. So I don't know. They had to have some cap, I'm guessing. How much cap do they have? Yeah, 3.2. So you still got some more cap to use if they want to use it come trade deadline.
They could improve that defense still. I think that's really what they need to do and focus on.
The defense isn't bad either.
Yeah, it's not really bad, but I think they can use maybe
defense
a couple guys.
is really hard to come by, especially nowadays. Especially in bidding, if you don't have those defensemen already on your roster, then it's kind of hard.
Yep, I agree. Anyways, we got the Wolf Pack in the B tier, Berube in the chat, probably not happy. A lot of not happy people today, and I think that's going to be the theme of the show, making people upset. He's doing really well to start, 6-2-1, 13 points. I think that East Atlantic is going to be tough by the end of it, because Springfield and Hershey are currently outside, and there's no hope in hell Springfield's missing
It's definitely
the
the
playoffs.
toughest division.
It's a tough division, and they started well, so they're off to a good start. I thought in bidding there was a little I saw the roster and I didn't really know what to expect from Hartford. I think they've done a good job in regards to that. I think they'll be in a playoff spot by the end of it, though. I like this team. I like this roster. I think they'll be in it. It's a tough division again, but I think they'll be in. What are your thoughts on this one, Studs?
Yeah, I like Hartford a lot. I mean, Berube's definitely trying to do better than he did last season, because I don't think everything went his way. I definitely don't think he's a bad manager by any means. So I think him and Bower's the Thal, who I want to call there with. I love that dude. So I honestly hope this team does well. Also, they just got Dork, like we mentioned before, so I think that will help them a lot. They also got J-Piss, who's their payday GM, is also a very good goalie. So, I mean, I could see this roster doing absolutely fine, definitely making playoffs.
Yeah.
They'll be competing with Bridgeport, though. Those two will probably be up there with
Who did they
a
trade
couple other
again
names
to get?
I don't think it was much. Let me see. Again.
Soki.
Oh yeah, so I mean, I would definitely say I like Soki a lot. I actually play with him in my CHL days, way back when, but
I don't think it's the same.
no, even in the CHL, he wasn't the best defenseman.
He wasn't
But so I
elite.
definitely think No, I definitely think. Well, Dork's. I'm also looking at Dork. He's literally never played below NHL ever. So, I mean, that kind of explains to you what kind of defenseman he is. So the fact that they got him for pretty much nothing is pretty good. It's only going to help them come next week.
Yep, I agree. Let's move on. The Henderson Silver Knights, I have in the B tier. This is my team. I don't like talking about my teams at all. You didn't complain about this one at all, Studs. You thought it was... I didn't see anything, at least, unless you did.
No.
But, I'm on the... I've watched the games. I've watched all the games, actually. Aeon Clutch is an excellent free contract. I will say that. He's a really good player. My line's back. And we're doing our thing. I do think... The thing is, I will say... And they already know my thoughts on all of this. And they're probably listening, okay? Because I give everybody a hard time on the team. Especially one player, and he knows exactly who he is. But, there's a lot of CHLers coming up, and I think it's going to take time for them to adapt to a higher level and more structure. It took me some time, and I got used to it. I think it depends. Like, a lot of this is a lot of CHL players from last season coming up that had success, I will say, but, this is their move up, and I think it's going to definitely take some time to adapt to a higher level. And it takes practice, too, and it takes, making quicker decisions. But other than that, I think, Aeon Clutch, Kessel. Kessel's line is completely back, but that's just my thoughts on the matter. And, yeah. What do you think of this, Studs? My analysis there of the Henderson.
I definitely do think that B is fair, just for the sole fact of like we talked about before, that division's gonna be pretty weak.
Yes.
I definitely have them in the playoffs without really any doubt.
Right.
To be honest, I mean the only other really good team I see is Bakersfield.
Yep.
We already talked about them, so yeah. I mean I don't really play with a lot of guys over there, but also I know what they're about, so I know that it's a good group over there, and you guys will definitely be fine this season. So.
Thanks for the bits, Luke. It didn't come up on screen unless it did. What's the point of giving bits if you won't even read the message? What did you send bits? I think my stream labels is broken.
Lit.
Oh well. But I did read the message. But thanks for the bits. I thought it would come up. Or is it 100 for cheers now? It might be 100.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be an alert. I have to check the settings. I changed a bunch of random shit when I fixed the
He's
show.
money hungry. He needs at least 100.
What? Oh, you did Oh. I think, Luke, you need 100 to notify. I think that's what it is. Hartford would be, he said a couple of things. I didn't see it in my labels, too. I think that's the problem. Hartford would be, yeah, it's 100. Hartford would be S tier, but they waived two great two-way center to ever touch the game. That's Luke. Oof. Gensi with the 100 bits. He said, "In Carter we trust." I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest with you. Anyways,
No idea.
let's move on. We got the Hershey Bears, and this may be a controversial take, but I have them in the C tier. Thank you, Luke, for the bits. Take my money. By the way, I think it's 200 text-to-speech. I think it's 200. Man, I could check my settings while Studs talks. Thanks for the bits, Clement, as well. Winky face emoji. Thank you. Or you typed it, but thank you very much. I think it's 200 text-to-speech. I think I changed it, but don't quote me. Let me check first. Don't quote me. Anyways, this team is better on paper than what they've done last week. I don't believe that they're this bad of a team.
Yeah.
I think they'll rebound. They have a good blue line. I like what they did on defense. They like what they did on defense. OG Prodigy and Burke. Well, I think Burke is gone now, isn't he?
Yeah, Burke's gone.
Where did he get traded?
He's on Syracuse.
But maybe going OG Prodigy and Burke wasn't the best strategy, but they have a lot of weapons. I played them last week. They gave me a good battle. I definitely think this roster is better than like the record indicates, which is 4-5. Usually it depends. I don't think they're performing to their record right now, so like their record's better. So I think C's fair.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Studs? While I check this.
Yeah, I know that last week was a little bit rough with that whole Burke situation, so maybe team morale was down a little bit. So maybe they'll bounce back next week. I think they pretty much have not a similar roster, but similar roster skill-wise that they had last season. Kind of built from the defense and then forwards. They definitely have OG Prodigy, who's going to be one of the top forwards in the A this season, which I hope so with the 8 mil tag.
And he should be.
So I mean,
he will be.
I think they'll definitely be fine.
I agree.
But yeah, but also in that division, I mean, I could also possibly see them not even making it. So just kind of depends how that division shapes up to be, and it's already shaping up to be pretty good.
Min bits to alert 100 and text to speech 200. 200 text to speech. I'll lower the alert. I'll lower it to 50. There you go. There you go, Luke. Anyways, let's keep going. Next, we got Iowa in the S tier. All the Iowa people are here, I think, and I think they said we riot if we're not in the S tier. Well, you didn't have to tell. First of all, you can't there's no bias here. I put you in whatever tier I think you're gonna be in, and I do like your team.
You're gonna fucking like it.
Yeah. I don't really care what people say if you disagree. If you give me an educated argument, then fine. But, if you're going to riot because I don't have you in the S tier, but I have this team in the S tier. I don't see many flaws. I think what this team has going for them.
In Clement we trust.
Thanks for the bits, Getsy. Appreciate it very much. And text-to-speech does work there, as you can tell. But I think with Iowa, the big difference between what they had in Tucson last season and this season is they have better depth. I really like their depth a lot. I think they can throw 3 at you. They have better chem all around, and I think that's a deadly combination. And Nightyear in goal is obviously a stud. But, I think they can throw 3 at you, and they have better chem and better synergy. So
Clement has the all level, just admit it.
Thank you for the bits, Gensi. We'll see about that. Anyways, and it's AHL. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Iowa Wild. Care to comment, Studs?
The thing is about Iowa is I just I'm not familiar with everyone on the team. So I mean,
Yeah.
I know Jared. Obviously, he's been around for a while. He's built good teams. I like him bringing in Brendan Moore. I like that. I like the management duo is not the problem for me. It's
Right.
just also the PSN guys coming over too, or from any first season or two. I'm just not familiar with them. So
Yeah.
I mean, S tier is, I would say it's fair just because they went 8-0-1.
Right,
So you
that
can't overlook
helps.
that at all whatsoever. So I don't know. So it's kind of weird for me.
So one of their lines, see Bruins, Mecky Lou, and Ludmers. Mecky Lou, he's struggled a little bit in LG so far, but those are his guys. That's his combination there, right? And they're a chem line, and they played in CBJ, I believe, and all those tournaments and done well. So they have pretty much a solid, chem line as one of their lines, and then they got the PSN line, and then they got Jared's line. I think this team's better rounded than it was in the past. It's just, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Anyways.
it's definitely the best team that Jared's been able to put together in the AHL, in my opinion. Even though, like I said, I'm not too familiar with it, but even just looking at it on paper.
We'll see how
Definitely.
it holds up, though. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, the Lgahl Rockets, I have in the B tier. First of all, Regicide is Rex, right? That's Rex, correct?
Oh, is it? I was about to say because I'm like I feel like
That
I
is
knew
Rex.
Lgahl and I had them like
Yes,
fine, but yeah, I just did. Okay, that makes more
that
sense.
is Rex, I believe.
Okay, cool.
Um, you know, Rex, he's here now, and I fully expect him to break the Lgahl curse because it seems like in the past, every Lgahl team, they just naturally suck, and so far they've started well. 5-2-2, 12 points, which is pretty good, especially for a cursed team. I like this team. I like Rex's ability to manage. I like that Tino contract. I think that's actually a really good value
he's
for
probably
him.
one of the better forwards, like wingers in bidding, and also to get him for 5 points. He had how many? He had at least what 20 wins last season? Let me see.
Yep. I think 19 or 20. Yep. And he was up there in
22.
points.
No, 22, 4-2.
Wow. That's
Oh.
one of the better
I
value
don't even know
contracts.
how he passed through NHL bidding, to be honest. So
Yeah.
like 22, 4-2, 81
He should
points
have moved
plus
up.
43. I mean,
I
what
agree.
else do you want?
But you can't control if you move up. Only the owners
Oh yeah,
can.
no, yeah, I'm not blaming him. I'm just surprised that that he passed through, and B, he only for 5.5. I wouldn't be surprised if he went a little higher than that, but
Yeah.
that's a good contract, honestly, in my opinion.
So I like Lgahl in the B tier here. I think Rex will break the curse. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll definitely be in the top 4 for the division. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the Tino contract's good. Defense, just like looking at it, I don't know a whole lot of them off bat.
I think they need some improvement there.
Yeah,
I like Konkaniemi as a goalie.
yeah, I do too. I had him on my TC last season. I felt bad because like I wanted to give him a chance, but I had Lundy and Eden, and I was willing to give him to whoever, but
Right.
no one really gave me anything till the deadline.
But yeah, let's move on. We go to Laval to Lehigh Valley, and this may be a hot take and a half here, but I have them in the D tier, regardless of their currently they set third, 5-4-0, 10 points. But I'm not feeling this roster. I don't know. I think there's a lot, and it just doesn't mesh well, in my opinion. That's just my thoughts on it. I like the Junetic contract. I think their defense is decent. I just think they have a lot of Gumbas in goal. Like they have it's just a weird roster configuration. I just think there's a lot
like a top guy anywhere, to be honest.
It's
looking at
not
the
it's not
roster.
about a top guy for me. It's more about they got a bunch of players that kind of do different things, and I don't see really any chemistry. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I just don't see. I like Palm in goal. You know, I like Gumba as a forward. But it's just a lot of they kind of went into bidding and they just threw it all at a wall, and whatever sticked, they just kept. I don't know. That's what Anyways, what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, like I kind of agree with you. I don't really know the direction this team's gonna go. Because I mean, they're in the playoffs right now. But
There's a lot
you got
behind
teams
them.
behind them, like Springfield, who's obviously going to be fine. Hershey's going to probably be fine. Checkers are still there. So, I mean, I don't want to say I don't see them making playoffs, but off what I'm looking at right now, I don't see them in the playoffs come time.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the
4.5 for
kind of
Pats. Pat's in the chat, by the way, but I'm sorry, Pats. I apologize for your loss. Actually, you're making a lot of money. I guess you should be happy, but
dinner's on him tonight.
I apologize. Anyways, let's move on. My contract be shredded soon. Oh man. Okay. Manitoba, I have in the E tier. I don't know what happened here. This one is I don't know. I don't know what happened with Night Owl and the boys. I want to give a glimmer of hope that they can turn it around, just a glimmer. But I don't know what's happened. Night Owl, he was a part of the dynasties from Belleville, correct?
Yeah.
Or he just
Yeah, he was with Garage and them.
I don't know what happened, man. To go from that to this, I can't.
It's just progressively gotten worse too, in my opinion. And a couple seasons ago, I was gonna manage with Night Owl because he was gonna go back to defense, and then we ended up getting snaked of our team like a week before, so ended up not working. But even the 2 seasons since then, he was Lgahl last season, and that didn't go well. And then I mean, this team
that was great.
Go the same route.
Or sorry, that was cross check, I should say. He changed his gamer tag. That was him. That was him starting, and then Night Owl finished.
Night Owl was there though. He was still there from the start.
I see. I want to give them a glimmer of hope in the E tier just because of that. That's a respect, by the way, because they're last in their division and they could be in the F tier, by all means. I respect the history. That's why I have him in the E tier. He has the ability to turn it around. You know, even Comet Stick Boy. You know, a couple seasons ago he was dominating, and now. Well, he did play on the big line over there, but, you know. Yeah,
I also kind of heard that when he was playing in Providence over there, he definitely wasn't the one doing the work over there.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. Anyways, that's a respectful E tier, to be honest with you, but let's move on. Milwaukee I have in the C tier. Milwaukee off to a good start, 5-3-1. And they just got Chastain, which I think improves them, actually. Do they have the cap to call him up is the question.
What's his cap? I don't know.
3.5. And do they? We're about to find out.
Let me see.
The answer's no.
No, they're minus 750 right now. But is Chas on roster already? No, he's not. Yeah, they can't call him up.
There might be a guy that they can get rid of on defense to call him up. They're going to call him up. There's no way.
The only person that they can do just a swap for is Madonna, but I don't want to say I hope they don't do that, but get rid of your $6 million contract right off the bat, it's kind of rough.
Yeah. I think this team has, in the immortal words of the show, some pieces. I like that Valino guy a lot up front. I actually really like
Duclair a lot.
Duclair's an excellent player at a good price.
Yeah, 3.2 is very fair.
A lot of AB's guys that they brought up. I didn't think GVNB should be your free contract AB. I think that was not a great decision. I think you could have got him for $500K on defense, to be completely honest. Unless I'm offside on that comment, but nothing in his LG history indicates that he would have gone for anything more than $500K. Yes, I agree with you on GVNB there, Night Year, but I'm not attacking his character. I'm attacking the fact that you probably could have got him for $500K. But I think, you know, Dr. Chatton, good addition. AK, good addition. Like, they have a lot, and they'll be. I think though, with their roster, they'll be battling it out for a spot until the end because there's a lot of unproven
I could see
pieces.
him battling till the last few nights for a 4 seed. They'll be in the 5 seed or so. That'd kind of be my prediction.
Yeah. Ruby in the chat, this is AB's team. I'm telling you right now. I understand what the situation was with Milwaukee last season.
Yeah,
to where
I was about
it is
to say
this
that.
Season.
Yeah, but also Mike's already put it on the record that if they're not doing well come trade deadline, they're getting blown the fuck up like they did last season. So
tough.
Yeah,
AB will be fighting for a spot until the end. Trust me.
I think you will be too. So it kind of just depends what kind of mood Mike's in.
Oof. Anyways, let's move on. Oof. Speaking of
this is
what a great segue. Ontario Reign are in the F tier. I don't understand this one.
This is the team I was talking about pre-show that I said deserved their own tier because they just are by far the worst team. And
Okay.
The other Because I know they have Bakar and Muzzin now who got some cap, but before bidding, post bidding, they didn't have one player over 1 mil. Because Sweet Lou was doing the bidding because he didn't get any management, which is the stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. But
Tough.
it is what it is, and it
Family
kind
show, by the
of
way.
ruined their whole entire AHL, in my
Family
opinion.
show. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I just hate how Ontario they didn't really have a chance to even start. So I don't think anyone even wants to be there.
Yeah, they have no management still. I feel bad for Lord Finesse.
Yeah, and they probably won't unless like Makar wants to take it or something, and so they can. But I don't know. I just don't really anything good happening.
I don't think their defense is completely awful, to be honest with you. I don't think it's horrendous. I think their forwards, oof.
Zeke
I think
I think he was
as well.
on Belleville last season, wasn't he?
Sorry? Zizekas was
Yeah,
on Belleville. That's the
Yeah,
only
Zekas
saving
is
grace.
good, but he can't do it alone. I mean, actually, yeah, I'm looking. I just clicked on his stats. He went 26-1 last season, which is really good. But literally the season before that, he went 2-12-1. So obviously
It
he
depends
can't.
on the situation, dude. It
Yeah,
ultimately depends. He was playing like there was better line synergy when he was on Belleville than it's gonna be here. But Ontario,
yeah,
I don't know what Sweet Lou was doing. There was a lot of errors he made, to be honest with you, throughout his entire management process and his process this season, and he's screwed over Ontario big time. And I'm really shocked. I feel bad, and I'm not. This is no shot at Lord Finesse at all. I respect the hell out of that man for taking
yeah,
management with that situation. You got to give him his respect because he didn't get to do anything with this team, you know, and he took AGM and he's going to manage them. And I don't know if they'll ever get a GM. I don't think they will, based on their record and their start and their roster players. I think there's some salvageable pieces on defense. They have Suma at $2 million. I actually really like Suma. I think he's a really good defenseman. They got some pieces here and there, but I think they started off at a disadvantage, and I do not foresee them at any time soon getting out of the F tier. That's my thoughts.
yeah. Pretty much agree with you with everything you said. I mean,
Perfect. Not perfect because I feel bad, but
yeah, not perfect for them, but
this is a Sweet Lou F tier. This isn't anybody else, to be honest with you.
no,
This
it's
is a
no one
botching
else's
of the
fault.
situation, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
Palm Springs, we have in the D tier. Palm Springs is currently they're hovering around it like in fourth. They're 500 on the season. They're mostly west. Teal is west. Velocity is west. They wested us this week, I think. I'm not sure. These guys complained they were lagging, so I don't know. But,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily like they did their bidding a little late, and they started to win players later. There's nothing really that signifies or pops to me.
No, not at all.
Nothing
I
really.
would even
Go ahead.
put them borderline E tier almost, like, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
also they're in a really weak division with only 2 good teams, but even with that, I don't even see them making that.
I think it's going to be tough. I don't know if they'll even be battling. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll fall off. He said he has PSN NHLers, but this is Xbox. This isn't PSN, right?
Yeah, I know exactly.
So
People come down all the time and they don't do anything. So it just kind of depends because it's a different game for whatever reason, apparently.
yeah. So I got Palm Springs in the D tier just based on they don't really have anything that pops, to be honest.
No.
Anyways,
Ooh.
tough. That's tough. Right into the mic too. That was we all heard that.
That was you're supposed to. It wasn't supposed to be like from
You're
yourself.
supposed to do a side burp away from the mic. You just
What's the
said.
fun in that?
Oh,
What's
you
the
just
fun in that?
basically told the audience, here you go.
Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
gift.
All right, well, I guess. Anyways, I gotta point that out. Let's move on. I'm sorry, Murph. I think he's still watching. Is he? Well, let me go on. Let me find out, Murph. No, he stopped. Thank God. I love Murph, but I got him in the F tier. This is tough because they have pieces. To me, I look at that team. I don't know if they have a plan. I'm sorry, Murphy's in the chat. I love Murph. He taught me how to be a manager, to be honest with you. I respect that man more than anybody. Well, not more than equally to. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. But anyways, I respect him. That's the bottom line. My opinion on this roster is it looks like they started and they didn't really have a plan. And then they just went out. They got Jelly recently. I think he'll improve their scoring. I think they really need to rein in the defense. I don't think scoring's their issue. They were, I think they were dismantled this week big time. I think it was a 10-1 thrashing.
Who's the goalie they're paying 1.75?
I don't necessarily love that plan either. They need to focus in on defense.
Yeah, I mean, he went 16, 17, and 6 in the CHL last season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's like the second highest goalie in the whole entire league. That's a red flag.
So for me, people are pointing out that Naslin needs to step up. We could just say his name. It's not more about that. It's more about improving the defense and having a cohesive plan. I think is what Murph needs to focus on going forward. And this guy fits with this guy. This guy played because to me it just looks like they just threw a bunch at the wall again, and there was no real synergy in bidding or, what they have now. And I still feel like they, can use that. And honestly, there's a couple games here, 9-3, 10-1, 9-7. I don't think scoring's necessarily, they have some one goal games here, but I don't think scoring's necessarily the problem. I think they need to reel in that defense and goaltending. And then scoring, I think they could use some too. So there's a lot of holes on the team, and right now I got them in the F tier. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Studs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see anything crazy. Jelly's going to help him a little bit, but 4 mil is not really going to help him. I really don't like the Naslin contract at 5.7 at all. That's kind of tough. I like Guz. I drafted Guz last season. Good player.
Too.
But again, he's not going to turn the team around himself.
Right.
So, also, I already talked about the 1.75 mil goalie, which I don't agree with at all, because they literally could have got any goalie they wanted besides pitcher for less than that.
Yeah.
So I don't really see that guy being the second best goalie or even like a starter based off his stats.
I agree. Anyways, let's move on. Providence, we move to the Rochester American Studs in the S tier.
Let's go.
You didn't correct me on this one. You just let me did my thing here.
Absolutely not.
You guys had a fantastic start. 7-2 0. Really good start. I think you have one of the better defenses in the league. I think top 3 or 5. You did an excellent job drafting there. I look at your top 3 right there, to be honest with you. And Hall of Fame was Hall of Fame your latest pick, or was it torn?
What do you mean my latest pick?
What was your last of the 3 there? Your last pick?
The last of the 3 was Hall of Fame. I think Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame last season led the CHL and OEE. He was actually one of the better defensemen in the draft.
Yeah, he was really good. We got really lucky with our draft picks, obviously. So
you didn't get lucky. That's skill in terms of drafting there. You did a great job.
Yeah.
Pumping your tires. If anything, I think you still need maybe a big-time right winger. I think that's probably what you guys should be targeting. But other than that, I don't see many holes.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of explain the right wing thing a little bit. I mean, our third line came pre-built thanks to fucking running them with Clinch, Levins, and Big B, and they wanted Big B there, so obviously they're going to get him. Stucky, he's Zeno's guy, so obviously Zeno's going to get his guy, and I've kind of wanted to play with Manny for a while, and I knew he was going to be cheap, so we just went after him. So, I mean, we got, every player in bidding that we wanted, we got, so there's no really complaints at all.
Yeah. My complaint is maybe a big-time right winger, but that's it.
Yeah. But
Game 7, you need a Game 7 RW, but that's it.
yeah, but I
You
think
guys deserve
our
your
team will
flowers.
definitely, yeah, I think we'll definitely be up there for hopefully the whole entire season. But I don't really care about regular season as long as we do good in playoffs, which we have to do.
And you still got assets on TC, which I like. So
Yeah, we have Darku still, and we drafted him 7th overall. He just didn't. Like our forwards are just literally too good, and then the end didn't use him.
oh, thank you to Spacelip Bark for the sub. He said, "Ducky sucks, needs to be traded." There's
Yeah,
your
Ducky's like the 7th fucking worst Ducky in the fucking league.
tough. That's a tough statement. Anyways, that's Rochester. Any final thoughts before you move away from your team here?
No, I don't know. Move on.
Not even a go team. Okay, let's move on.
They know I love my team.
Rockford in the D tier. They didn't necessarily do horrible this week. 5-4, 5-4. Again, it's another team moving up from the CHL that had a
I
ton
was
of
about to say I
success.
see a lot of good CHL players.
Yeah, they
Which
had
isn't a bad thing because everyone's got to go up eventually. So
My biggest, well, they have Goon, right? He was a great NHL last season, but my biggest problem, like they're used to being up there, and on my shows I remember they called me out and for disrespect or whatever. I don't know. This was when they were doing they had a video. Well, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but they had the management team. They had a video and they were talking about the league and they're gonna go all the way. And I think they dropped my name or whatever. But yeah, I don't like. I think they came up. They had their CHL plan in place. They had their CHL guys. I think they needed to add some AHL experience around that. And I think that's what's going to hurt them in the long run.
yeah, you always need experience, especially come end of it. In my opinion, it always helps to have people that have been there before.
Yeah,
It's good to have a mix too. So they have that good mix of new players, but I think if they got more experience come
and they
later
just
on in the
traded
season, they
Cappy
could be
too.
fine.
And they just acquired. This is a outdated screen. Who was it? They traded Soki to this team. Another kind of CHL guy from last season. So I don't know. It's a CHL plan. I think they need some veterans if they're going to turn, like if they're really going to turn up the heat. But yeah, let's move on. The Gulls I have in the D tier. If there was a D plus tier, I'd probably put them in there. They didn't start great again. We like Mashley on this show. Friend of the show, to be honest with you. I like their defense, actually. That's Corms and Reuter. They traded for them. They did a swap. I think it was kind of an even swap. Some people say San Diego got the better of it. Other people, they like their side of the deal. I get to play with Rybish again, so I like Rybish. So Killer Beret and John, they pretty much have Henderson's defense from last season. Recognize, I think, is Mashl's buddy. Up front, obviously Ryan, he's there. They have a okay forward group.
Got my boy Will.
I don't know. And net, I don't know, man. I just think there's a lot they could do differently and improve on if they're going to really compete for a playoff spot, especially up front.
But also the thing is they're in that weak division we're talking about, so they could
there's a chance.
they could sneak in if they want. Yeah, I mean, I think anyone can come besides like Ontario can really make playoffs in that division.
Oh, Quatch giving me the gears now. They have some people, and I said literally everyone, but I just think that upfront firepower. Williams is going to want me to say his name, so there you go, Williams. I did it. Willie Hums. There you go. He's going to be disrespected if I didn't say his name. Anyways, there you go. Let's move on. San Jose, I also have in the D tier. again, they're actually third in the division right now, but they have some guys like Clavy. He was obviously one of the best playoff performers last season. Their defense is okay. Their goaltending could probably be better up front. They have Flight on a good deal.
Yeah, I like that Flight contract a lot.
Vahey has his chem line, which is good as a third line, but I think they need top-end players if they're going to do anything in this league. And that's my thoughts.
I think that if Vahey's going to make the playoffs anytime in the AHL, it's going to have to be this season once again in that very weak division.
Yeah, if he's going to do it.
So, I mean, I'm pulling for him. I like Vahey a lot. He's my dude, so I hope he makes it, but
Vahey will grind out wins this season. He just needs the top of his lineup to win games because his line is making a collective $2 million, like up for, 1.5 actually, dauntless 500K. 1.5 is deep pairing. I don't know what they're making, but collectively his lines he needs to improve the top of that roster, and he should have the money to do it. So there's no excuses. So, unless I don't think Guru's playing on that line actually. I think we played Rick Hines goalie. I think that was, or he was ECU'd. I'm not sure this week, but regardless, he is a chem line. They play well together. They'll grind wins, but they need to improve the top half of the roster if they're going to do anything, and especially this season when, as well, that West Pacific is extremely weak.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Springfield, I have in the A tier. This was a borderline S tier team because of what they've done in the past, but they started not the best. They started 4-3-2, which is kind of shocking to me.
Mm-hmm.
I expect better. I think I don't know where really to point and say, hey, this is the issue. Obviously they're gonna internally, go over what happened, but what line was it that underperformed? Some pylon went 0-3, Tautism 0-3.
Yeah, it was Moist. It was that line that killed them that week.
They did say that they liked their depth this season and they think they had a balanced attack. While again, it looks like the third line might be an issue. So
yeah, to be honest, I mean they've the last two seasons made it to the third round and made it to the Calder. I like the other, especially last season's team, more than I like this team so far.
Mm-hmm.
They could prove it's only the first week, but I definitely think it's a weaker team. They're still very good. What kind of like almost like a compliment, to be honest, that this team's considered to be their worst.
Right.
But I still think that they'll be 1-2 in that division, no problem. They'll be up there with.
I think they're too top heavy not to be.
Yeah.
And they'll obviously be fighting, but what do they have?
Yeah,
on
it's kind of
TC?
shocking first week.
Yeah, I thought they had a few guys on TC that can really come up and. Or they.
I know they did. I know they had like Lazy Kitten, like they drafted him last season for the specific reason to call him up this season.
Mm-hmm. And play with his buddy there.
Yeah, but I don't know if they have any more draft picks. I don't think they had that many this season, if any.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see quick. I don't see any.
Anyways. It is what it is, but let's move on. Stockton I have in the D tier. Was this? Oh, this was a stud special.
What do you mean? What did I do?
This was I had him in the C tier and I moved him down on your advisement there. I don't necessarily dislike this roster. I like Bartlett. I played his line. I like that line. They lost to Ontario, which I don't know what happened, but they beat us.
I just kind of grouped them in that little division's like not very good team but could make playoffs. Like I kind of grouped them with Barracuda, Palm Springs.
Right. But the thing is,
that's kind of why I said that. So like if they were in C, then everyone should be in C.
The thing is, I think they're better than that though. I think they have better players. That's why I like them better. like I look at this team and I actually recognize some names. Unlike the last
They
couple
also
of
did
group.
just get worldwide, so at center, which isn't terrible as a sundown.
Yes,
Like
they
12
just
hours
got
ago.
worldwide. I don't know at center if he's any good or not. He'll claim to be good, and he'll make
I think he's respectable
Mhm.
enough. I don't know if he's gonna be a troll or not.
He'll be in the shout box tomorrow, posting or making forum posts. It's worldwide time or whatever, and fucking he'll be in there and be posting. He'll be like, I'm the best player in the league. I'm dropping 100 and limited amount. He'll do his worldwide thing.
Yeah.
I like the Bartlett line. Do It Live is a good player. I think their defense is good. I think they could use some improvements. I think Kill is a good manager and he'll pull him out of it. That's why I originally had him C tier. I think they'd be fighting. And I think they still will be fighting regardless of this rating. I actually don't hate Stockton. I think I took your advisement here. I don't know why, but I should have just maybe stuck to my gut and then you could have disagreed with me. But anyways. Any final thoughts here on Stockton?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Almost done. The Crutch
Almost.
in the
This
C
is
tier.
interesting.
Again, there's some names on this squad here. They have actually a lot of good forwards. I like their forwards a lot, especially Quacho too. Up front there. It's not exactly what he wanted me to say on the show, but there you go. I like them getting Sack Tap and Jules. They just got Burke. I think he's going to perform well for them. And then on defense, they could probably use some improvement for sure.
Yeah.
I really like Recycle as a goaltender. I think he should be starting majority of the game. Sorry, Gazelle. I like Slow Gazelle, but it should be Recycle the starter, not you. But yeah, I think they'll be fighting by the end of it.
Yeah. I actually like Syracuse a lot just based on their forward group. Because, I mean, you got Hayes, you got Rowski, you know what those two are about. They have the line that came from Palm Springs, right? It's like Sack Tap, Jules, and Smeagard, I think. They did really well last season. CMC Hoffman for 1.2.
I don't think.
I like.
Oh well, Sack Tack and Smeagard played together, I believe. I think Suzuki centered them though. It was not Jules.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh, okay. But either way, they're very familiar with each other, so.
Yeah, but
How many wins they
the
have last
center
season?
makes a difference there because Jules moves from right wing to C, and that's a huge adjustment period.
Yeah.
Plus, they had Suzuki in the middle, who's a really dynamite player. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like them. I like their forward group a lot, but their decor, I mean, if you just look at it, it's just a bunch of 500K guys. So they got 500Ks and one guy's 1.2. I mean, maybe they're all 500K studs, but I can't really see that.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move along. We are up next, and we got Texas in the C tier. Texas actually started very poorly, I believe. Let me just double check the numbers. They did not start well. They started 4-5-1.
Yeah, 7th in the division.
But I have them
They're in the
C
better
tier.
West Division.
Yeah, I have them in the C tier out of respect for Josh and Matt and Frostick from what they did last season. They did very, very well last season. They
They were Rockford last season, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and they were like first in the division, so I mean,
Yeah.
I expect them to do better. I don't really think they're gonna hang around the 7.
You could tell the team's built around defense. When you have 5.25 tied up and Treg, obviously you're going to build around that philosophy. Their defense isn't necessarily bad. They have, Race Boy, decent player. Rhino last season was really good in the C.
Yeah, can't forget about Frostick.
Jaguar, like they have. I think maybe they could use an upgrade on defense. I like their goaltenders there. You got Deaton goal at 500K, nice contract for him, 2 season. Look at that. But I don't know. I think they'll rebound next week. I don't think this is the record.
I definitely see them doing better.
Right.
I definitely see them making playoffs in that harder West Division.
Anyways, let's move on. Almost done. Broom Ball. I have in the B tier.
Broom.
Out of respect, I can't believe I'm doing this. out of respect for Broomball. I can't believe I said that, by the way. I cannot believe I just said that. I have him in the B tier because I actually think he has a good roster. I think, again, on defense, I think his problem lies there. He needs upgrades, specifically on lefty. I think he needs an upgrade. But they didn't start well at all.
No.
And,
what, like 3 wins?
Yeah, 3-5-1. I think this roster's better than, the record indicates.
Uh-huh.
The clutches should be doing better, flat out.
Yeah.
They're better players than that. Broomball's line didn't perform. It was a collective. Nobody performed exceptionally well last week.
Yeah.
And this is where they are. But their roster is better than what their record indicates as well. And this is a respect B tier for Broomball. But if he does not turn it around, I will circle the F tier for him. If he does not, I will make Broomball a promise. If he does not turn it around, no matter where he's at, F tier next time. Because I gave him his respect from what he's done, quote unquote, manager of the year, whatever that means. There's his respect right there. But if he does not turn it around mid-season, I'm putting you in the F tier, Broomball. It does not matter. I will put you in the F tier, regardless of your record. Anyways, what are your thoughts on that, Studs?
I like their team a lot. I don't want to say like middle of the pack, but a little higher than that in my opinion. But I think if both the clutches can do better, and also I played Tolko's line this week. They did really well, but I thought they'd be a little bit better, and I think they will be better come next few weeks.
Process.
So I don't see them. I definitely see them in playoffs. So I don't know, but I definitely don't think Broom and them like this week, so I think they'll definitely have a better week too.
Yeah, I think they'll have a better week as well. But regardless, the threat has been issued. F tier if he does not turn it around. It pained me to B tier. It pained me. But that was a respect B tier. Anyways. We got the Roadrunners in the D tier as well. I kind of lump them in with that group you talked about. That weak division. Yeah. They're battling. But I don't know, man. This roster, I don't know.
Yeah. I like Average Boy. I like him a lot. To be honest, 3 mil for him's honestly. Yeah, they actually gave him a 3 season. That's actually pretty smart in my opinion. I think he's West though, but it doesn't really stop him from being really good at the game.
Yeah. I just lump him in with that group there. I don't see anything significant besides Average Boy. Maybe Bossy as well. He did outstanding.
Yeah, Bossy's good too. I like Bossy a lot.
Got to give him his credit there. But other than that, I don't really see a whole lot. Chili's DP played excellent for Flint last season. Beyond that, I don't really,
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
A whole lot that I like, and I think they're in that grouping. Any thoughts on that, Studs? Or?
No, I think I'm good with that one, to be honest.
All right. Oh, good. Okay. Ha ha. Utica Comets in the F tier. We got another F tier, folks. I expect this team to go completely downhill. I expect him to crash hard because, Dangle Nation was toxic on a playoff team last season. And this was with
he's already been pretty vocal in the manager's chat.
So I just want to understand, he has the ability to start. He started off there as management. He has the ability to control what's around him. So what's his excuse now, right?
I mean, his excuse right now is that his line's winning, no one else's.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. But, I expect that team to get extremely, if they don't turn it around next week, it's going to go way off the rails. Thank you to Zach Carp for the sub. He said, "Suck it, Dangle." Oh boy, that's tough. That's a tough comment.
Yeah, Daniel's not making many friends in
No,
the manager shot especially.
there needs to come a reflection period where you got to look internally as a manager too. You gotta understand as a manager what your responsibilities are, and you can't be toxic. You can't be toxic to your players. You set the tempo, and if next week he doesn't do anything, the team doesn't do anything, like there needs to be internal accountability too, where he had a say in the roster and the personnel decisions. And honestly, if we're going to dissect the roster a little bit, besides Dangle Nation and the potential to go toxic, I just don't see a whole lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I see Nico but I mean that's about it. Besides that,
I
I don't see anything.
I
I mean
don't see
Zink,
much.
I don't know why he went there.
Mhm.
I think he kind of just wanted a free contract. I know Zink's not a bad player at all. He may act toxic and all that stupid shit, but he's a fine player.
Thank
I know
you.
I know Doug's knows what he's doing too. So I mean, but also it's kind of hard to go off the bidding that they had and have very good bidding. So it's kind of hard to come back from that. I mean, he was a good manager in Providence because he was apparently the brains, but also he had a shit ton of assets. You couldn't really fuck that up.
Right. Thank you to Big Mac for gifting a sub to Burke. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, I don't love this roster. I saw Send Down Monster. He's a CHLer. That's a tough comment. Is he too expensive? He's 500K.
Who said that?
Oh, that's Gritty.
Gritty.
He's the good Gritty though. We gotta respect him.
That's my Gritty.
He's the good Gritty. He is the good Gritty wizard. There you go. He's the good Gritty. But I think there needs to be some internal accountability there if they're gonna change things and they're gonna improve. But yeah, I just don't see a whole lot. I don't know if they have assets on TC. Do they? Any DPs that they could potentially call up?
Yeah,
Nothing.
I mean, do they?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I would know.
So it's gonna be tough for them to turn it around. Anyways.
Yeah.
And then this is the final team, WBS. In the D tier. Again, I grouped them. I think this is a little bit different because I actually like the top of their roster. The Boogie line for them went 0-3. That's Boogie and Zucro, their best players. They went 0-3 last week. Yeah, they went 0-3. I could not believe that stat line I saw, that they didn't win a game. Their highest paid players didn't win a game. I don't know if it's a chem problem or was it defense problem.
Yeah. I like Boogie. I played with him before, obviously, in Utica, but he's definitely a player that needs certain players. Maybe he and Zucro just don't work. Definitely could be possible.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then they can just give their team more depth. Honestly, it will just work better. Honestly, it might work out for them in the long run. They don't work out together.
Boogie went 0-3 with 1 goal, -13. His first loss, 3-1, 6-2, 7-1. It's really tough to turn it around when your best players aren't performing, and it's early. It's early. Let me make this clear. It's really
so
early.
that's what they got going for him, to be honest.
So they have time. Obviously, Zucro. I don't know. Like Zucro's an NHLer, in my opinion. I don't think that 0-3 will last.
Yeah, and again, he's another player. Like I don't know how he slipped.
I have no idea, but the thing is, this was the most players in bidding ever.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Well, I think we break records every single season, I would imagine.
Yeah, especially this season. We had these esports tournaments roll in, so you're gonna see guys like this, and you have some new ideas as well, some new owners in the end. Maybe not great ideas, but they have their guys and they want them, right? So
yeah, exactly.
So you guys like this slip, and Zucro's AGM of this team, which
yeah. So
I think they're in this group. I think they have the potential to be a lot better, but we'll see what happens. Any thoughts on WBS?
I mean, pretty much just like I said. I mean, maybe like they seem to be working out besides that one line, so if they can figure out that one line and maybe even get the other ones going even more, maybe they could actually be a dark horse, possibly even make playoffs. You never know. Could be one of those teams, but I don't know, 'cause they don't look terrible like on paper. So we'll just have to see how it pans out for them.
Anyways, we're done. Boom. That's the tier
Dang.
list.
Crazy.
Look at that. I think it's well done, actually. I don't know. I think it's fair. I think everything we said was fair. I don't think there's any...
Sorry saying I dropped into B tier. That's just false.
Well, you said up or down.
I didn't say I said they should belong in the same one. And then you put them down.
No. You said up or down, and I went down. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw Belleville as a B tier team, and if they're on par with the Eagles, they gotta belong in the B tier. And you know what? I look at that B tier, and I think everybody there is pretty much equal footing. Same with the C tier. Same with the D tier. I think everybody in those tiers are on equal footing, you know, and the S tier. I think any of those teams can win in a 7-game series. So, anyways, if you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask about the tier list or in general. We'll have the tier list up on the side. If there's any questions regarding anything, it could be the tier list or something else for Studs and I. Now's the time. I don't really have a question. I can make up a question. Who do you like? Who is your definitive favorite right now, Studs?
Besides us, because I honestly just think we're.
Don't say yourself.
I know I'm not, but honestly, I kind of just stuck with it. I really like Bridgeport a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I just love their forwards and their decor. I know like we talked about, it's not might not be the best, but I just think that team can literally score 10 goals against anybody. So on any given night. So I don't think they'll be in too much trouble. Plus, come playoffs, they know what they're doing. Sky and the boys know how to lock it down. They've been there before. So yeah, that'll probably be my number one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Iowa actually. I like that team a lot. I like the chemistry they have. I just like that team. I just like that team and what they have going for them at the moment. It's gonna be tough to beat. Anyways, but if I had to actually definitively pick one besides Iowa, I'd pick Springfield. I think they'll get back in and figure it out.
Yeah. I don't think anyone should really sleep on Springfield at all whatsoever.
Okay, sorry, we got a couple questions, I think. Yeah, question, why is Studs in the S tier? You're going to have to go back and take a look at the show. I think
Who said why Studs in the S tier? Oh, Tito. Fuck you, Tito.
Sorry, I should probably say that.
I hope Tito gets traded from Bridgeport. He's the cutest D-man in the AHL space. That's clumsy, sorry.
When's the CHL tier list? Sunday. I need time. I don't have time. Like, it's the biggest list. It's the most analysis. There's 88 teams now. They went up 2 teams for some reason, so they decided to increase the amount of teams in the league. And I'm not going to lie to you, I can't tell you one roster besides maybe Windsor that I recognize right now. Because Windsor they have Spars, and that's pretty much it. You're familiar with Spars?
Is he in the AHL or CHL?
CHL.
No, my CHL knowledge is poop.
He's an esports guy. He plays for
Windsor.
You got 11 mil in the CHL.
11 mil?
Yeah, he'll live up to the deal.
Damn, that's crazy. What team was it again? Springfield? Or no, Windsor.
Windsor. Yeah, he'll go first overall probably.
Crazy.
So that's the CHL will be Sunday. I'll put out a time. Tomorrow is NHL. We go NHL. Will Dangle Nation finish plus or minus? I'll leave that one to you, Studs. I think
plus or minus. Thing is, like, I'm not like a Dangle Nation hater. I don't like how he's presenting himself, so I think he'll be fine. But plus or minus, I really don't know. It kind of depends how toxic he gets.
What is he right now? Is the question.
I don't know.
Because if he stays on Utica, he'll surround himself with the best. He's +4.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be with
go
Nico.
plus.
Yeah, he's +4 right now. So I mean, Yeah, he's playing with who he wants to play with. So if he doesn't go plus, then I don't know what to tell him. I really don't.
Hmm.
He's never been minus before during the regular season.
Yeah. Clout Kenyemi asks R2D2 or the long dark. What's the long dark?
How
It's a
big is
first
Blix's 5-hole? It's
person.
tiny.
I'm gonna go R2D2 on this one. I think I'm gonna go R2D2 just because I don't know what the long dark is.
Base, who's the worst contract in the AHL? Why is it back? It's actually Spatialist Bark. He's 500K, way too fucking much.
Whoa, a little aggressive there. We like you too, Swifty. Appreciate it. Tito.
Hi,
Tito
downtown.
pumping
I love you.
himself. He's pumping himself up. Swifty opened our eyes in the playoffs. What do you mean? Oh, because I beat you guys too. I went 2-0 against Doosan. Did you know that, Studs?
What happened?
I went 2-0 against Doosan in the playoffs last season.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, we watched their stream back, and they were just ragging on us, and we were controlling the play, and I was like, okay, well, we have Kevin, and they just kept saying we were bad, and we were like beating them the whole time. So I don't know. I guess they were worse. Anyways,
how bad you are. You're losing.
I suck. I already know I'm bad, but I hide how bad I am with good players around me.
Yeah, that's what I do while playing with backs.
Who is the smelliest D-man in the A? That is, I can't. We'll just rephrase that to sweatiest. Stutz, you would know this better than I would.
Wait, what am I answering?
Who is the? Well, that's Grandpa Yager who asked it, but he asked who is the smelliest demon in the A. But we're gonna go with sweatiest because you can't really smell a person. Oh, in a virtual hockey league, but
I don't know. I mean, I said in the same locker room was Bark all fucking the last 2 seasons. That dude doesn't shower.
For me, it's Grandpa Yager. I think he's the sweatiest. Anyways,
him and Grumpy are pretty sweaty together.
Mm-hmm. How big is Blix's 5-hole? That's a question for you, Studs.
Blix is a goat, dude. I fucking love Blix. He's so good. He's so tiny.
Studs' cutest voice in the AHL. Oof.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know. That's a
What the
tough.
fuck?
Just reading the
block
chat here.
Tito.
Did Dangle Nation carry Odie? Absolutely not. Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, I thought R2D2. Oh, yeah, I'd probably go with Red Dead. I was like, are you talking about the robot? The droid? Obviously, I'm going to go with the droid,
Yeah.
Anyways. I took care of I took care of Dangle Nation and Polska last playoffs. You're right. I don't know how, but I did. I look back on that run, and it's very baffling. Who is the most underrated C in the AHL?
This is just giving me softball pitches for my own team. Underhand. That's 11.
Don't answer your own team. Don't. Like,
I'm
you can
kidding.
Go somewhere else.
I have to. They told me to.
No.
I had to say.
No. Here on the show,
Rated
we're
C.
professional. This is a professional program. Yep, program. You heard me right. Underrated C. Let me take a quick look.
I don't know.
If he's
Underrated's
underrated,
kinda
but
hard.
P-Pask is in the CHL.
Yeah, I mean,
AHL, sorry.
I wouldn't say it's underrated because everyone knows he's good.
I don't think Chelkat plays center. Badjalov, he's pretty good. I know. Belisle's gonna love that one.
Yeah.
Just underrated. I'm trying not to go the big boys.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know.
Like the big boys, I'm just trying to look for a real good one. Well, Karoxy, I don't know if he's underrated, but he's in the AHL. I keep mixing it up. Oh, my God. I don't know. Underrated.
I like Chach a lot on Colorado. He really lets Gritty and Char kind of just do what they do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fits them really well.
Top Tiddens. It's one of the Hornies.
Oh.
He's on Springfield. People will know his name probably by the end of the season. Yeah, but that's just a general question there. Yeah, I think that's just quickly scanning. I think that's not fair. Any other questions? Which finals hurt more to lose? CHL, when I had the best team and lost. That hurts. Last season, you don't expect it. When you expect it, it hurts when you lose. But when you don't expect it, it's like, it was a good try, boys. We'll be back at it next season. Lang underrated, I agree. Do It Live, he's pretty underrated. Chach is a GOAT. Who's the best G in the AHL? What are your thoughts on that, Studs? I know you have a good one, but
Yeah. Trying to like think quickly in my head. I feel like goalies was kind of slim this season. Like if you didn't already have one, like last season, then I wasn't best because I don't know. I remember looking at goalies.
Shittiest D-men in the AHL. Nightyear's a good one. I like him. Pitcher swag. He's defending the Calder Cup.
Yeah. I love pitcher.
You know.
I'm not saying the best goalie, but I'm really curious how Smitty's going to do on Colorado on goalie. 'Cause like, obviously, he's been a center or lefty for however many seasons, and now he's playing goalie. So,
right.
More curious how he's going to do.
We'll know Reject's name by the end of it. Yeah, I'm Recycle. I like. I don't know. Reject. Yeah, a Reject. Anyways, any other questions? Shittiest D-men in the AHL here. I don't know about that one. There was a defenseman that Studs talked about that should be waived, so.
Who?
He's on Utica, and that's all I'll say.
Oh, I didn't say you should be waived. Gritty said that.
Oh, Gritty. Sorry, that was Gritty. My bad. Thanks for the correction.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. But he's not wrong. So.
Blix is a top G. Love my goalie.
Most defensive left wing in the game. I'm
a left wing, so I don't play with other left wings.
Listen, if you're talking about the game, I have to go to the NHL, and talk about players up there. I haven't seen. I have to watch more NHL. The thing is, for me, I want to get better at esports and all that with the bigger names, right? The only times I can really see them play is during the game time here, right? NHL, so I'm conflicting with my own schedule, right? If I want to scout a guy and find out what they're all about, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not Grizz. I don't know the bigger names, right? I haven't seen them play much. I've probably seen Entourage play a bunch. I've seen Vertigo play. I know how they play. Really good teams. But beyond that, I need to find out more, right? So I should be
exactly.
It's just the time isn't there for me. I really want to learn more, but I juggle 3 shows. It's I would like to see in terms of the game. I know that has nothing to do with anything, but anyways. I think we're done. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it, right? So basically, prove me wrong, I guess, is the moral of this show. If you don't like where you are, prove me wrong. And that's it. We're done for today. We'll be back tomorrow with the NHL show. Thank you for joining me today. Studs, anything you want to say before you leave the show? Anything to plug? Any thoughts in general? Go ahead.
Well, thanks for having me, dude. But, I mean, it's only week 1. A lot of stuff can change, so if people don't like their rankings, like you said, then fucking do better.
Yeah, no, well, you prove us
Or
wrong.
do worse.
Or prove us right, That's okay,
Yeah.
too. We would actually prefer that one.
Yeah, I like being right.
Great show. Tier list is whack in a good way. See, I pumped
probably
Gritty's
means bad.
tires, and now he's a little toxic. I think this is my fault.
I think he's upset.
Is he upset? About what? What did they...
I don't know.
his
No,
rank?
no, he's not really upset.
About bumping
Gritty
him
would
down?
No, Gritty would never be mad.
Anyways, thanks for joining, everybody. And, yeah, we'll see you all next time.